Guyana Tapestry family greetings. This is Pelham with a quick check-in on some reflections and insights on the occasion of Guyana's 55th Republic anniversary. Yes, just about a month ago on February 23rd, Guyana celebrated 55 years since becoming the Cooperative Republic of Guyana in 1970, some 4 years after the country gained independence from Great Britain in 1966. We were fortunate to be in the homeland to participate in some of the Mashramani festivities. A big thank you is extended to the stakeholders, planners, performers, corporate sponsors. A special thank you is extended to the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport and the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. And fellow Guyanese for the warm and lively experience that was MASH 2025. Now, naturally, the responsibility lies with us to highlight for the diaspora the meaning of these important celebrations to the country's history and to provide some context for how these events are to be remembered, understood, and retold to future generations of Guyanese. But before we talk about celebrating 5.5 decades of Republican government in Guyana, what does it mean to be a republic? According to Dr. Paul D. Hart, a professor of political science at Texas State University, in a 2023 article entitled, "What is a Republic?" He explains that the term republic originates from a Latin phrase, res publica, meaning public thing, and it refers to a state or a nation where political power rests with the public through their representatives. It is a political order whose head of state in modern times is a president, and where the power lies with citizens who are entitled to vote for officers that represent their interests and are responsible to them. And while some may argue whether the United States is purely a republic or a democracy, it is the most visible and arguably the most illustrative an example of what a contemporary republic is. Now, with respect to Guyana, we did not merely become a republic, but instead the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And this was grounded in a vision for the collective development of all Guyanese. The Cooperative Republic is supposed to be an expression of the historical and psychological makeup of the country. The shift towards Republican government was not supposed to be a mere change on paper, but it represented a continuation of the struggle and the efforts of Guyanese to forge ahead with national development through collective work. Now, the understanding was that enormous economic and social advantages would accrue from uniting Guyanese labor and other resources, and that through such cooperation, the possibilities exist for the little people, for the dispossessed, for the poor, and the underprivileged to achieve real economic power and a just place in the society. Now, that was the vision of the 1970s, when Brindley Ben's words, "One people, one nation, one destiny," was the motto. Fast forward to 2025, and we have the One Guyana initiative. Now, fair enough, the president is allowed to implement his initiatives as articulated during the political campaigns. And more importantly, the One Guyana initiative at its conceptual core seems to promote bridging traditional differences and ensuring that every citizen achieves prosperity. Now, according to Guyana's president, Dr. Irfan Ali, the One Guyana initiative is the birthplace of several of the social and economic policies and programs being implemented now that target inequalities by extending opportunities to the most vulnerable in the society through investments across various segments of the economy. Now, and you might be asking, why did this God do it MASH? Well, these themes go to the heart of the historic significance of Guyana becoming a cooperative republic and the substantive basis on which we can still celebrate republicanism as the prevailing form of governance. Now, over the years, MASH has come to mean a few things for Guyanese. We grew up learning that Mashramani is a word of Amerindian origin that, when translated in English, means celebration after hard work. If nothing else, we just look forward to cultural events, that week-long program of musical performances and costume competitions that culminate with the Calypso Monarch, the flag raising, and the Mash Day Parade, where you just dash your body out with the revelers in a nice float, R2, R3, like me. And this year, true to form, the MASH committee, comprising of personnel from the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, put together an impressive lineup of events under the theme Expressing Our Culture and Creativity as One Guyana. And we even got a chance to see some of our homegrown favorites perform.
Wait, casual. Can I bring a young lady on stage?
Quick and fast.
I need one. Blue, come.
1,000
Quick,
stab.
come. Quick, quick, quick. Everybody, put your hand in the air like this. Move your hands, put it. And don't put your hands up. Don't put your hands up. Don't put your hands up. You got a problem with whining. You got a problem with crying. You got a problem with walk up. I just walk up all the time. Right now when it's running crazy. Right now when it's running money. Right now when it's running so cash. So send me some money. You got all the woman. Get in position. All the woman. Get in position. All the woman. Get in position. I say it's you. I wanted to remember an old school song like this. I wonder if you remember this. Somebody say whoa, whoa, say whoa, whoa, say whoa, whoa. Let me go. Hey, hey. Enough gyal run party. Live up the tree picnic. Drinking us at the Hennessy. And next morning is enough of them must play rich roll. Full girl with no fake gold. They're shopping at the Chinese store. And next morning is strike in the road. When you see them on the road, you holler out. Watch in the face and tell them. Point to your friend and show them. Main Street and Calvin and tell them. If your friend pitching like ice, some just nice but them not right. Some live because they both tight. Some of them both on the white. Enough of them must bleach and trap. The bleaching cream not intact. Decided their face start crack. The elbow and the knuckle still black. Enough of them cheap and lie. The stop for the things them buy. Nighttime just climb up high and team the neighbor. Let me tell you some girl them dread. 4 melting holding up the bed. They don't care if they're hungry and dead. 40 grand weave just going ahead. The other day one of my fans called me say she want a month plan. When I transfer the 3 grand.
That was the One Guyana Mashramani Energy Champion of Champions concert on Main Street in Georgetown, Guyana. Now the events were great. Ever since a child growing up in Guyana, one of my favorite things personally about the Mashramani Republic celebrations was always the flag raising, when the golden arrowhead is raised at midnight and symbolizing the lowering of the Union Jack. So you would imagine the disappointment of scores of Guyanese like me who, when after missing the Splashramani at the National Stadium and braving the rain to show up at the Parliament building for the flag raising, only to discover a police barricade blocking the Brick Dam entrance from High Street by the Magistrates Court and extending all the way to Demico House on the other side of Brick Dam to block entrance from the Stabroek Market side. Onlookers really endured the entire production from an inaudible and barely legible big screen, while official invitees enjoyed the event from the comfortable seating inside the Parliament building compound. And if that didn't seem exclusionary enough, later on that evening, on Saturday 22nd of February, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport apologized for not inviting the entire opposition political party to the flag-raising event. For context, the opposition currently comprises about 32 of the 65-member National Assembly. That represents some 48-49% of the electorate not invited and represented at this national and symbolic event. The backlash to this gesture was swift. Bear in mind that in a few short months, there is to be a presidential election in Guyana. Now, standing clear of placing any blame, and as the debate continues about whether this was deliberate or not, apology considered, several serious inferences can be drawn from this gesture. One, on a spectrum, it came across as either a woeful and troubling incompetence on the part of planners, or complete apathy and disrespect for a significant constituency of the electorate. Two, given President Ali's One Guyana initiative, which even formed part of the theme for MASH 2025, such a gesture undermines the credibility of that message by insulting a significant segment of the citizenry at home and abroad. And three, The country's Republic celebrations should promote national unity and pride through inclusivity. While this gesture desecrates the sanctity and significance of the event, it also insults patriotism and national pride. 4. The principles of good logic and good democratic governance would suggest that the occasion of the country's 55th Republic anniversary would be the ideal time to engage the broader citizenry, and in particular, the younger demographic within the electorate on issues of national interest and importance, leveraging the mood of patriotism felt by most Guyanese. Quite the contrary, thousands of young people assembled at the National Stadium for Splash Romani, while a handful of the political directorate barricaded themselves inside the Parliament building compound to engage in the serious business of raising the national emblem to commemorate 55 years of Republican governance. The irony couldn't be more menacing. Quite a departure from the conceptual cooperative republic. 5. And 1 week after MASH on March 1st, an unauthorized Venezuelan warship entered Guyana's exclusive economic zone, close to one of the ExxonMobil oil facilities, and is yet another breach of Guyana's territorial integrity and sovereignty, and another terrifying reminder of Guyana's gross inability to defend herself, even as she registers growing national wealth. Now, this provoked another escalation of the dispute over Guyana's border with Venezuela. The opposition was at this point consulted and seized the opportunity to appear like the politically matured adult in the room, engaging on this important issue of national interest. But it couldn't be made clearer at this point how the perception of internal disunity appears as weakness and invites external threats. But, as we would say, teeth and tongue must bite. So we just put aside feelings and dash everybody out same way. On March Day. It was MASH in Guyana, and we did get a little crazy. But even with we Rami we had and we friend them next to we, at no point did we lose sight of the fact that we are at a critical point in Guyana's history. And over the last few years, we've made significant strides towards healing and growth. The country has far greater visibility regionally and globally, and leadership has received high praise on several policy actions that suggest the state's interest in improving transparency and accountability as pillars of good democratic governance. It is difficult to see, then, the incentive for constantly bringing the credibility of the president's signature policy initiative into question in the name of insulting the opposition. Presumably, it does more harm than good, but more importantly, what does it say about Guyana and Guyanese? Family, this is Guyana Tapestry. I am Pelham Van Kooten, and we're telling Guyana's immigration story.